Hi YouTube, it's M6EB. Just wanted to do a full review of the my new Ailunce or Ailunce HD1 radio. A few days ago I did a first impression video which covered just sort of a general overview of the radio, but I wanted to do a more detailed review, and also wanted to go into how to change your boot logo. So stay tuned for that. That'll be later on in the video, where you can change your boot animation on your radio, and also show you the Facebook group where you can get help and support, and also how to import the entire DMR mark database into your radio. So it's going to be a really good review, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, comment below. So let's begin. So yeah, let's have a quick look round now at the a close-up of the radio. So as you can see, it's really nice. The antenna that comes with it is really good. Most stock antennas, as you might know, usually do quite poorly, but this one is really good. Dual band antenna, very sensitive, seems to be doing very well. So I just leave it on that. I don't change it. But if you did want to change it, it's just an SMA female antenna. It's the same basically as the Bofang's radios. I think it's the same sort of connector that they use. It's took me a couple of times to film this because I was getting quite a glare off my screen, so I apologise if it still glares occasionally. But yeah, one thing I would have changed would I would have called it Retevis, not Ailunce, as this is a Retevis radio. Excuse me. But it's perfectly fine. The speaker's really good audio, really loud. It's incredibly loud, that speaker, and very clear. Really nice big display, as you might have seen the MD380. It's a sort of similar size screen, but it is a lot more high resolution than the MD380. I think I quite like the screen on it. Really nice keypad, very tactile, really nice clicky buttons. Really impressed with that. On the top we have a volume rocker, the volume switch, and we have a channel selector, or it changes your frequency, or you can use it through the menus as well, and that just goes round and round. It doesn't stop at 16 positions like it does on the MD380. As you can see with the MD380, you get to a certain bit and then that's it. It doesn't go any further than that. So I really like that. It's a really good addition as well. So we'll go around to the side. Motorola style connector, really good. I use the Retevis waterproof speaker mic, so waterproof radio, IP67, and it's absolutely brilliant. Really good microphone. If you're interested in one of those, I highly recommend that. And the accessories just screw into the side, all completely waterproof, and once this is on, it's not going anywhere as it screws in. So that's really good. Going round to the back now, we have the belt clip that's actually attached to the radio. I know I keep comparing it to the MD380, but I'm just trying to show you the differences. As you know, with the MD380, the belt clip goes directly into the battery. I don't like that on the MD380, as if you change the battery, you have to also buy another belt clip. This one goes directly into the radio body. You've got the hand strap there. Really chunky battery. It's a 3200 milliamp battery. Really well done. And the PTT is a plastic button, so I'm not sure why they didn't make that rubber, as these two buttons, user program buttons, are rubber. But it works perfectly well, never had any issues, works fine. So let's have a look at the battery. Nice little clip to disconnect the battery. Let's have a look. So there's the battery. Sorry if I'm getting a bit of reflection. So it's a 7.4 volt 3200 milliamp hour battery. So yeah, really good. Now the main body of the radio, we've got a waterproof seal around the connectors. This is the GPS model. As you can see, it's really well built, really nice. Really do like it. Really, really well done. This is a big aluminium heatsink, and I've never found it gets hot. This radio will do 10 watts on VHF, 8 watts on UHF, and never once have I noticed it getting warm at all. So that's really well done. And then we'll turn it on. As you can see, my wife and son are on the front there. So yeah, as you can see, that the screen is really, really well, nice and bright, beautiful screen. I'm very, very impressed with the screen. As you can see, you can change the logo on the boot up image to whatever you want. You can have a DMR logo, picture of your wife and kids, you know, whatever you want. It's full colour and it looks brilliant, so I highly recommend you do that. So we'll have a quick look at the menus here. We've got the main menu. We have squelch. You can set this to sort of whatever you want. We've got the battery saving mode in the different settings for how much battery saving you're going to get. I just leave it on the default 1.4. This is the voice. This is for the voice, you know, when you're changing channels, you get that Chinese voice that comes over, a bit like on the Bofang radios, but I just leave mine off. We've got Vox delay, hang up, I'm not sure what that is. TX channel, I'm not 100% sure what that is either. I've never had to use them, so I'm not 100% sure. Key define, this is the side buttons that we were talking about here, the two user programmable buttons. It's just saying a short press and a long press will do different things there. And you can do that in the radio and you can do it in the software. Backlight, I have it on continuous, but you can have it on 2 minutes, 60 seconds, 20 seconds and so on. I just leave it on continuous. We've got the beep, these are the keypad beeps, I just turn mine off. Key lock from automatic and manual. Channel mode, you can have it with the channel name, or you can have it with the frequency. Just refocus that camera, or the channel. So I just leave mine on the channel name. Scan mode, this is where you can have it on. The top one is when it receives a carrier, it will, after a few seconds, it will just continue to scan. Or the middle one where it waits for the transmission to end and then it starts scanning and so on. This is where you could save a channel. Wait for an empty space like that. There you go. That one's the one that's got an empty slot. So you can program this radio directly from the front panel, which is brilliant. It's a really good feature. It's the first DMR radio that I know of that you can just program this straight from the front panel. You don't actually need a computer to program it. It makes it a hell of a lot easier if you do, but you don't have to, which is a brilliant way it should be, really. You can delete the channels from here. Roger beep, I don't use it. This is setting the time. When you plug it into the computer for the software, it does this automatically anyway, so you don't have to worry, and it's easy to change there. Voice tail, and that's it. And then you've got band A and B. As I said, on the main screen you've got two VFOs, as it were, and you can have it both like this by pressing that. I just have it on the time at the bottom. I've heard some people say that the radio does crash if you have it on both VFOs. I've not experienced that myself, but I don't mind just having the clock. I quite like having the clock and just having the one VFO in use at any one time. But you can change it to both, and you can change the top one and then change the bottom one. Back to the top, change it, and so on. As I say, I just leave it like that. You press the red button there to go from your channels into your VFO, and you can use the channel selector at the top to just go like that, or you can use the arrows, same thing. You can long press it. You can see we're in FM now here. You can long press it and we'll go into DMR, as you can see. Move it a bit closer for you. Long press it again. Oh, sorry, wrong press it again, and then we're back in FM. I've set mine on the side button here to do a short press. Will change it from low power to medium power to high, then back to low. You can see it changing there. And long press, I have it to set to call 4000 to disconnect from my hotspot. So if I'm listening to my hotspot, and as you know, on DMR you use the dial 4000 to disconnect. I've programmed that side key to disconnect. There you go, it was doing it there, and that would disconnect it rather than having to find the channel with the disconnect on. It'll do it, no problem at all. The bottom one I've got, what have I got the bottom one to do? Yeah, if you short press it, it'll scan, but you can change it to whatever you like, or long press it for the radio.
Streets of the capital to watch,
and it works absolutely brilliant, no problem whatsoever. Really, really good radio on this radio. Band A settings, we've got zone. One thing I really like is you can have all your channels in one zone, so you can just go round all of them. Like these are the analog repeaters, and then it goes into your digital repeaters. You don't have to have it in separate zones. You can have it in separate zones as well, but you can have it all in one if you wanted to. So I just leave mine in the hotspot if I'm using it. Just keeps it. There you go. GPS, someone asked me if you can turn the GPS on and off, and yes you can. That's simply done just by doing that. So yeah, you can just change the GPS on and off. The step, 2.5 kcs, but you can change it to whatever you want. You can change the power setting in the menu if you didn't have it programmed there. Vox level, wide or narrow, timeout timer. These are your CTCSS. You can call your channel a name. As I say, you can program this directly from the front of the radio. So if you're going camping or you go on holiday and you find the local repeater, DMR repeater, you have the information but you don't have your computer with you, you can program it in on here and basically put it straight in. You don't need the PC. Got shift up, you can do obviously your offset, the shift frequencies. Color code, you can put that. Obviously, if you're programming this radio from the radio itself, you need this information. Encryption, we don't do that on ham radio. DMR mode, simplex repeater, double slot, DMR slot 1 or 2. Promiscuous mode, this is a fantastic feature. This is not hacked firmware, this is straight out of the box. Promiscuous works brilliantly well if you've just got the information of your local repeater and you put the offset and everything in the color code. Any traffic that comes through on that repeater will come straight through on the radio. Brilliant. Radio ID, that is another brilliant feature. Say if you're part of a ham radio club and there's up to 32 different members in that club, you can program every single one of the members' radio IDs into this radio and then pass your radio around and everyone can have a play on it, and they're not using your call, they'll be using their own ID. Another really, really good feature with that radio. Sorry, I'm just losing where I was. Contacts, these are all your contacts. You can add them in this way as well. You don't need the PC, which is another brilliant feature. And RX list. Like I don't know if you know about the Radio Oddity GD77, which you need to have the stuff in the receive list to hear it. You don't with this radio. It's not something you have to worry about at all. And that's about it really. It's just the standard messages, text messages, like you do on most DMR radios. Your call log, contacts like we just did. You can manually dial, no problem there. Radio ID. Radio GPS, you can receive your GPS. I'll add a picture probably over here somewhere in this space of my GPS coordinates that I did when I was out and about to show you how that works. Encryption, we don't use it, and this is the software version that this radio is now. It's 1.45 GPS, which is the latest GPS version. Be mindful though, if you have the GPS or the non-GPS, you get the right firmware for your radio. So yeah, just something to bear in mind. So yeah, that was a close-up of the radio. So we'll move on to the exit bit now. Thank you very much for watching the main review. Right, now we're over to the computer. We'll have a look at the Retevis website. I'll put the link in the description of where you can purchase it directly from them. So this is the website of the HD1 where we've got some information about it. So it's programmable right from the keypad. a brilliant function. It's also got an FM radio. Not that I've ever really used it, but if you go camping or you go fishing and you want to listen to the radio, you've got the option to do so. So not a bad feature, no problem at all really. That's good. Private and group call, it's got the promiscuous mode on it, which is, if you've got the MD380 and you've got the hacked firmware, you'll know what that is from there. But it's not hacked. This is out of the box. So it's got promiscuous function built in, and that's really good. You know, if you can get into your local DMR repeater, put your promiscuous mode on, and any traffic going through that repeater will come through on your radio. So that's a really good feature. We've got 32 radio IDs now. If you're part of a club and you want to share the radio around your club members, you can all put each ID in. So that you can pass it around. As you know, with DMR you have to have your ID in the radio, so this means you could program your whole club into the radio and share it around, and they just change users directly from the radio. You don't have to change it in the PC software, you just change it on the radio directly. So that's really good. Free display modes, this is good. You can have it on the either on showing the frequency, the channel number, or the channel name. That is really good. Yeah, 3 scan methods. It's got the time, carrier and search. You probably know what that is. Obviously, if it's scanning the channels and it comes across a carrier, it can either, after a few seconds, just keep scanning, or you can get it to wait on that carrier until the transmission stops, and then it'll search. So that's all that there. As you probably know that anyway. IP67 waterproof, a major plus with this radio if you're going outside, camping, fishing, anything like that, any outdoor, well, it don't even have to be an outdoor sport, any kind of outdoor activity, this radio is fantastic for that. And this is probably one of my favourite parts now, the battery. This battery is insane. It lasts and lasts and lasts. I can't, just get it and you'll know exactly what I mean. I think last time I charged this radio now would have been 3 days ago. It's still, what have we got now? Still 50%. So absolutely fantastic battery. And that's it. They've got full support on the website. So there's lots and lots of support they can. They've also got a Facebook group. In fact, I'll show you that in a bit. So yeah, I'm quite active on the Facebook group, so and they are also. So if you have any questions, they will get back to you and help you out, no problem. Or they've also got an email and all that kind of stuff, usual kind of things. And then just a quick look at my website. I'm going to do a full review on my website in my review section here. I've got quite a few reviews on different radios, so I'm going to do a full write-up for that. So check that out as well. And also, yeah, I wanted to do a quick look at the programming software. So let's have a look at that now. So this is the programming software. It's like most DMR. If you've ever owned a DMR radio, they're all very much the same, really. There's not really much in it. So it's just a bit of an overview. If anyone wants me to do a full detailed programming guide like I have done for the MD390, if you've seen that video, I can do. Just put it in the comments and I'll do the video. But this is just a quick brief overview of how I've done it. You can see here we've got zones. I've got hotspot repeaters, which are my analog repeaters, GB7FO and GB7BF, my 2 DMR repeaters. So in a nutshell, how you would program this radio would be, you would basically put your DMR ID in here. There's mine in ID setting, and then you would go into priority contacts. Now this is all your talk groups, so you just plumb them in, dead straightforward, whether it's a group call, private call, like the parrot there is a private call, and also the unlink is a group, I think. But yeah, you get the gist. And then you just put the call ID of the talk group, like 235, TAC 310, all goes in here. That's where that goes. And we
where do we go now? Oh, this is a massive, amazing feature that I love about this radio, is the address book contacts. It's not showing up on here, so what you would have to do is on the Facebook group, which I will show you in a second, you can then put, you can get there's information on there, but I can also show you that website as well, where you can get the whole DMR mark database in a CSV file. The current database is about 90,000 users, well, not necessarily users, but DMR IDs. And basically all you would do that is you get your CSV file, and then you would there click import contacts, look on your computer for the CSV file, and then you would write the contacts. You don't just import it and then carry on doing your code plug and then write it here like you would there. You have to write them separately. So get the CSV, go import contacts, then just write contacts. It'll take a good 6 or 7 minutes. Obviously it's a massive file, so that's that bit done. And then we'll do the channels. So you just go to your channels. These are my hotspot channels here, because obviously they transmit and receive at the same frequency, and you just plumb those in there. You can call it an alias. You can click this button here, which then gives you more information. You would then choose, pause the video. If I'm going too fast, just pause the video. You would then pick your talk groups here that we did just a bit earlier, call it something up there. And I don't know if you've got the Radio Oddity GD77, but you have to have receive groups in that radio, which is part of what it's saying down here, but you do not need that in this radio, so that is a big plus. You don't need to have a receive group for everything. You just do it this way and it works fine. So that's basically that. And then obviously you need your zones for your channels to be in. So say my hotspot, these are all the hotspot channels that I've put in, and then if I go to my repeaters, these are my analog repeaters, so I've just selected the local analog repeaters, GB7FO, that runs on Phoenix, so these are the Phoenix, what am I trying to say, Phoenix contacts, sorry, Phoenix contacts, so those are there. And then GB7BF, which is Brandmeister. I've only got a couple in because I live that far away from the repeaters that I don't really use them. I just use my hotspot. So that's it basically. That's a basically overview of the programming software. And then obviously you would just hit write to radio, and it would write. Obviously I'm not going to do that now because mine's programmed. So that's basically it. So now we'll move over. I'll show you the Facebook group. This is the Facebook group I was telling you about. So this is the Ailunce HD1 Facebook group that I'm part of. I'm here quite a lot, so if you know, if you have any questions, I'll always try and answer, or one of the other members will always help. The Ailunce and Retevis do monitor as well, and they do answer a lot of questions as well. They also have a final section here where you can get all the different bits and pieces. You can get the address book and bits. There's lots of information there. And if you go to the discussion, this is the website. I'll put it all in the description as well. This is the website where you can get all your contacts for the radio. It's got 100,000 contacts, and it's really simple to do. You just go to digital contacts here. Select Ailunce HD1, next, and then this will be, we'll just go next here, step 2. This is telling you that the Ailunce HD1 has 100,000 contacts, and the whole DMR database has 93,000 IDs, so we can get the whole lot in there. Just sort these bits out at the bottom. I have it on full name, and abbreviate state no, remarks no, abbreviate country no, include country yes, and then click step 3, and then you just hit download. Then that will download it into a computer, then you can put it onto the radio. So hopefully that's helped you. Thank you very much for watching. Right, once you've got your list of contacts, you just go to address book contacts and you just click import contacts, find it on your computer, the CSV file, and then click write contacts, and then that will take probably about 6 or 7 minutes and write the entire database. You can't just import it here and then click write to the radio up here. That's for your main code plug that you're going to do, so you have to write them separately. So just import your CSV file and then click write contacts, and that should do it. So hopefully that'll help you and do that. So any questions, just obviously put it in the comments. Right, now we're going to look at getting a DMR logo for your HD1 or any image for that matter. You may or may not know you can turn your radio on and have a logo or a picture of your family, and you know, it's a colour screen. I have a picture of my wife and son, but you can have whichever one you want. So we're just going to run through that really quickly now. So basically just do a quick search for DMR logo or whatever picture you want. Say we would want to go with this one, so we'd right click and save image as. I will save it. I think I've already I've already saved it, so we'll overwrite it. So then you've got it saved. Then you need to open Microsoft Paint, which is in your start menu, or go into accessories, just Microsoft Paint, and then we need to open the image we've just downloaded. Ailunce HD1. See, this is the picture I've got of my wife and son, or you can have a little cartoon. For this demonstration we'll use the HD1 logo. As you can see, it's probably a bit too big for our radio, so we need to resize this image, and to do that we go to we need to resize there, and we need to resize it to, put it in pixels, we need to resize it to 160 by 128. So click OK, and there you go, it's resized now. And then basically we need to save it as a BMP file, so you go to save as BMP picture, and then we'll put it there in that file. Click OK, and that's it, done. Then we need to go into the HD1 software. So this is the software we were using before, and if you go to device at the top, is it device? No, there you go, function, power on logo. There. This is the standard logo Ailunce. So you just go to open, and these are the logos here. So we go to our logo. Oh, I must have picked the wrong one. Make sure it's the right sized one. There you go, and there's the image. Obviously you can play around with it however you want. And then you would just click, I'm not going to do that now, but you just click write, and it would write to your radio. And then that's it. So hopefully that's useful for anybody who wants to change the logo on their HD1. As I say, I've got the picture of my family on there, and it works very well. So that was it really. So that's the power on logo. That's how we've done it. So hopefully you found it useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot, and I really much appreciate it. So that's it. So hopefully that's helped you put the logo of your choice on your HD1. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I covered everything that you needed me to, and I hope that you really enjoy the radio. As I say, in the description I'll have absolutely everything you need, where to buy it from, all the links and support that you'll ever need. Everything will be covered in the description. So I really love it. As a conclusion, I find it, I honestly can say it's the best radio, handheld radio I've ever owned. It really is fantastic. It's built like an absolute tank. It is so well made. It's crazy how well made it is. If I was blindfolded and given this radio, I would have swore it was a Motorola. It's that good. So major key points that I really like is the battery. It just goes, it just lasts forever. I can't remember, I think it's 3 days ago when I last recharged it. So it just lasts forever. Display is really good. I've got a picture of my wife and son on the display, and it works really well. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Keys are all very, very nice.
the quality, it's just mainly the quality. It's just such a well made and well thought about radio. The antenna that you get with it is very sensitive. I don't have any issues with that. Obviously you can change it for a different antenna. You can just put an SMA. It's an SMA, which one is it? It's the same antenna system as the Bowfangs, I think, yeah. So it's an SMA female antenna, so you can just put that in, no problem at all. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I really hope that you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. As I say, I do things quite often. I like to do quite a lot of reviews, and I appreciate you watching it. I've been M6CB, you've been very kind to watch, and until the next time, 73, thank you.